You've probably seen the ads online. A quick flight, a painless procedure, and just like that, you get the exact same thick hair you had when you were a teenager. But here is the reality the social media algorithm isn't showing you. A hair transplant is an irreversible, major surgery. Right now, a massive wave of aggressive marketing, social media filters, and unregulated clinics is setting thousands of people up for permanent scarring and heartbreak. Today, we are stripping away the clinic sales pitches. Looking strictly at real medical science and international laws, we are going to break down the 5 biggest mistakes people make when getting a hair transplant, and exactly how you can protect your head, your money, and your health. Let's start with the phone in your pocket. Mistake number 1 is trusting a social media influencer's review over an actual medical diagnosis. We see someone on TikTok or YouTube showing off a flawless new hairline, and we assume that if we go to the exact same clinic, we'll get the exact same result. But medically speaking, that is a huge gamble. First, what you see online is often a paid advertisement. Legally, influencers in the US and UK are required to tell you if they were paid, given a free surgery, or offered a discount. But in medical tourism, these laws are ignored constantly. Even if the influencer is being completely honest, their hair is not your hair. Simple tricks like soft ring lights, clever camera angles, styling products, and dry hair can make a thin transplant look twice as thick as it actually is. More importantly, your genetics are unique. A 25-year-old influencer with naturally thick, wavy hair and just a slightly receding hairline is going to have a beautiful result. But if you are 45, have very fine, straight hair and advanced baldness, that same clinic cannot mathematically recreate that result for you. An influencer's video only proves what worked for their unique body. It is never a guarantee for yours. Mistake 2. The factory line clinic, the hair mill. Mistake number 2 is choosing a high-volume clinic where the doctor is nowhere to be found. In the hair restoration world, these are often called hair mills or hair factories. Now, just because a clinic is busy doesn't automatically mean it's bad. The real danger is when the clinic operates like a factory assembly line and delegates the actual surgery to untrained assistants. The International Society of Hair Restoration Surgery has issued major warnings about these places. They often hire a token doctor, a licensed physician who greets you at the door, does a 5-minute consultation, and then disappears. Once you are sedated, unlicensed technicians, essentially medical assistants with no surgical degrees, are handed the tools to cut into your scalp. While technicians are great at sorting hair under a microscope, they should never be doing the cutting. Making the thousands of tiny slits where the new hairs go is the most critical part of the surgery. It dictates the exact angle, direction, and depth of your new hair. If a technician rushes through this to get to the next patient, you risk a permanent doll hair look, poor hair growth, or even severe skin infections that destroy the tissue. Mistake 3. Believing you have infinite donor hair. Mistake number 3 is forgetting that your hair is a finite resource. It is incredibly common to see clinics advertise unlimited grafts or promise to completely fix severe baldness in one single massive session. But a hair transplant does not grow new hair out of thin air. It simply takes hair from the back of your head, the donor area, and moves it to the front. Think of the back of your head like a biological bank account. The average person only has about 4,000 to 8,000 grafts available in their lifetime that can be safely moved. However, if you have advanced, severe baldness, you might need 10,000 or 15,000 grafts to achieve full coverage. The math simply does not work. If an aggressive clinic over-harvests your hair and takes too much out in one day, it leaves the back of your head looking permanently patchy, scarred, and moth-eaten. On top of that, your natural hair loss doesn't stop just because you got a transplant. If you don't use medical treatments to stop your native hair from falling out, you will continue to go bald behind the transplant. You could end up with a dense island of hair at the front and a massive bald gap right behind it. A real surgeon budgets your hair for the next 20 years, not just for today. Mistake number 4 is choosing a clinic based on a luxury brand name instead of verifying its legal medical license. A polished logo, a beautiful Instagram page, a 5-star hotel stay, and a luxury VIP van pickup from the airport do not mean a clinic is safe. A hair transplant is a surgery that requires local anesthesia, deep injections, and strict infection control. Legitimate clinics must be registered and regularly inspected by government health authorities, like the CQC in the UK or the Ministry of Health in Turkey. These inspections ensure the clinic has proper emergency equipment, clean operating rooms, and qualified doctors on standby in case of an allergic reaction or medical emergency. If you go to an illegal, unregistered apartment clinic just because it's cheap, you are giving up all of those safety nets. If something goes wrong, or if you end up with a severe infection, you have absolutely no legal recourse and no medical protection. Before you book, always ask for the clinic's official government registration number. Mistake 5. Expecting your teenage hair density back. The final mistake is misunderstanding what a transplant actually achieves. Many people go into surgery expecting to get their original, thick teenage hair back. Mathematically, that is impossible, but visually, you don't actually need it. A natural, unbalded scalp has about 80 to 120 hairs per square centimeter. When doing a transplant, a surgeon can usually only pack about 35 to 50 hairs into that same space. If they try to pack them too tightly, the scalp loses its blood supply, and the newly transplanted hairs will simply die. So, how does a transplant look full? It relies on a scientific rule. The human eye usually cannot tell your hair is thinning until you have lost about half of your original density. Surgeons use a clever technique called shingling. They layer the hairs precisely so they overlap each other like shingles on a roof. By placing thicker hairs in strategic spots and angling them perfectly, they create the appearance of a full head of hair. A successful hair transplant is not a miracle cure that copies your old hair. It is an expertly crafted illusion of coverage. When done right, a hair transplant can be a fantastic, life-changing decision that brings your confidence back. But protecting yourself means ignoring the flashy marketing and asking the hard questions. Before you ever pay a deposit or book a flight, make sure you ask the clinic these 4 vital questions. First, what is the official, legally registered name of this clinic? And where can I look up your license on the government health website? Second, what is the full name of the doctor who will be physically making the incisions on my scalp? Third, have you microscopically checked the back of my head to tell me exactly how many lifetime grafts I safely have available? And fourth, what is our long-term plan to stop my remaining natural hair from falling out? A good hair transplant relies on biology, safe mathematics, and real doctors, not social media hype. Do your research, respect the limits of your hair, and put your health first. You only get one donor area. Spend it wisely. If you found this guide helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe for more honest, science-based advice on hair restoration. Thanks for watching.